Ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing interview that I just did with one of my past coaching clients, Alastair. And Alastair was a virgin at 28. He had severe erectile dysfunction and body dysmorphia. He was completely convinced that women wouldn't like him and wouldn't give him any attention. He found my content at around about age 28. He started improving himself. He lost a bunch of weight. He put himself out there, and then he lost his virginity. He then joined my coaching program, and by this point, he'd only ever had sex with 2 women, and he more than tripled his lay count and ended up having sex with another 5 women since joining the program. He's seeing 3 women ongoing now that are super into him. He had sex with a stripper who's a squirter, and she calls him daddy. He started his own business. He quit his job and he moved to an amazing city to prioritize his sex life and his new business. He got to a point where he feels he's achieved his biggest goals and he can finally just be okay. He let go of neediness around women. He developed an abundance mentality. He became a lot more peaceful and happy. He also opened up about his porn usage and how he was able to overcome that and heal his erectile dysfunction and get to a point where he feels a lot more connected to women. He used the word spiritual during his sex with them. I hope you enjoy this interview.
It's crazy how quick it happened too. So the doctor girl and the student, no drama. They were like into me straight away. Like the student just asked me to go round to hers and just like sleep with her without even like going for like a drink or anything first. And like the doctor girl was like, yeah, super enthusiastic.
And I think those are the most fun ones too, when a woman is just like crazy into you and just makes it so apparent.
Yeah, definitely. So when I brought the stripper back here, we were just both sat on my sofa. She like just got up and like just took her trousers off. I think she said she like spilt wine on it or something, just like, and then just took her trousers off. I was like, okay.
She's like, oh no, oh, there's wine on it. Oh no, oh, I think you're going to have to clean that up with your tongue, Alastair. Oh no, oh God. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my goodness.
It's such a good trait for them to have to like, just to like go for what they want as well, I think. Like to know what they want and then like be so clear about it.
You know, we can talk about this in a second. There's a few girls that you're seeing right now ongoing. All of them just seem to be exactly what you're looking for. And man, that's so beautiful when you don't play the games anymore, when you don't have to have this like push-pull.
Yeah, it's so nice to, because obviously like she's a full-on doctor, like working like 50, 60 hours a week in a hospital and stuff. And like, I was just like, honest, like I'm kind of winging it, just like moved up to like try and make money, enjoy myself basically. And yeah, she was totally cool with that. She didn't need like me to be on like 6 figures or whatever. It was just like really nice.
Tell us the story of the stripper girl. I do want to talk about the little bit that she said. This was such a beautiful compliment. She said, guys that are as attractive as you, like you, Alastair, have always been dicks to me and you're really nice. So
yeah, so basically I've got probably like 100 meters from my flat. There's like a nice bar. So I just pitched all my dates for there. So we went there, actually went to another pub as well. I said, do you want to come back to mine? She said, yeah. Wanted to get some wine as well. We both go back. I think we're talking for a bit. I think I put some music on. She actually liked the music, which is cool. Then I think she took her trousers off and she was like, I won't see you again anyway. So I'll just take these off. Yeah, took her trousers off. Started like making out. Had sex on the sofa. Had sex in the bedroom next door. Well, it's crazy. She actually like squirted everywhere. Yeah, without me doing anything special or anything. I think she's just that into it. I took my top off and she's just like kept touching my arms and chest and everything. Just like, I felt like she was like winding herself up more than I didn't feel like I really had to do anything. Yeah. I could have just kind of been like a statue and she'd have still like had fun almost. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. She's got like a daddy thing as well, which is pretty fun.
Should I call you daddy in the bedroom?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, then afterwards she was just like, I can't believe you're not kicking me out or anything like that. It's like, why would I do that? It's like,
dude.
Yeah.
I had this same thing with Imogen she said one of the big reasons why she liked me so much at the start was because after we had the kinkiest, craziest sex the first time we met on Tinder. I afterwards was like, how are you getting home? And she's like, oh, I'm going to catch the train. I said, oh, cool. I'll walk you to the train station. You know, it's like a 10, 15-minute walk. And she said afterwards, like, there was such a small gesture, but it also meant the world to me that you walked me home because nobody else that I'd met on Tinder, she hadn't met a lot of people at that point, but all the other guys that she'd met on Tinder had just been like, all right, sex is over, like, goodbye. And I say this all the time. I put this in the Tinder guide. If you just literally do the bare minimum, the stuff that you and I would just think is like, I didn't do anything though. I was just like, nice to you. I just didn't kick you out immediately after sex. I cuddled with you for half an hour and we talked, or I walked you back to the train station. If you just do that bare minimum stuff, especially on Tinder and especially in the West, it's not that other guys aren't nice. I think they just don't think of this stuff. I think people put casual sex into this little box where it's like they have all these like rules as to what it should be and what it's allowed to be. And they're like, it has to be sex only. As soon as we're done, I have to kick the person out. They're not allowed to stay over. We're not allowed to cuddle. We're not allowed to hang out. We can't go for a walk. We can't have feelings. We can't talk about deep and meaningful stuff. I'm not allowed to know about their life. It's almost like it's just sex, and they're so, I don't know, maybe it's like that they're afraid, people are afraid of getting feelings or something, but they stick it in this box. And if you just do a little bit outside of that box, like the bare minimum of being nice, and I think that means the world to so many people.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think as well, like making them just like come as well seems like a massive thing. Like, even if you finish first and then like make sure they do as well, it seems like a massive deal as well for a lot of them. It's fun as well. It's not like it's a hardship, is it?
Yeah, no. Oh wow, yeah. I have to make a woman orgasm and listen to her moaning and listening to her getting off and being so into me and watching her in pleasure and watching another human being have fun. Oh my god, it's such a chore. Yeah.
It's terrible having them like scream your name.
It's so bad. Yeah, it's so bad when they're feeling good. I hate when other human beings feel good.
Like so the doctor girl 2 days ago now, like we'd gone like 2 rounds anyway, and I was just kind of lying there, and she's literally like using my dick to like get herself off. I'm not hard or anything, but she's just like
human dildo. Yep.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'm just like trying to have a nap. It's a hard life.
It's like it flips. You know how, lots of girls say like, men are always objectifying me. I love to say that to women whenever they're horny. I do it in kind of like a BDSM setting. It's one of the fun things that I do when I'm being, the dominant and they're being the submissive. I love to like keep my clothes on. They're very horny and they're naked and they're desperate and they're really turned on. And I'm just not, kind of like you're just trying to take a nap. I love to play with that dynamic and be a little cheeky with it. So I'll be like, man, like, I'm always getting objectified. All you women, you see me as a piece of meat and you're just so horny right now. Women have a one-track mind. You're always just thinking about sex. Guys, we barely ever think about sex. We're out there like, trying to do stuff. We're trying to like be with our friends. We're trying to build hobbies. And man, women, you're just always walking around so horny. And that just makes them like, they giggle and then they get more and more horny. And you can just keep playing with that dynamic. So you can kind of call it out and be like, man, I'm just trying to take a nap here. And look how horny you are. Like, God, girls, just, do you ever not think about sex? And they find that really funny.
I found out as well, she's really into like legs, massive quads.
Guys' legs? Yeah. No, yeah, I have a couple of bodybuilder friends. No, but you just haven't experienced that. I have a bunch of bodybuilding friends who've said the same shit. They're like, women seem to get off the most on my quads and glutes as well, like your ass, which is like two things as a guy you never think that any woman would ever find sexy, because that's not what we admire in other men. We admire the upper body, the V shape. Yeah, we're not looking at other guys' legs and being like, bro, look at that ass, dude. Look at that beautiful ass you've got there, bro. Like, damn, how long have you been working that ass out? It's like, yeah, that's going to get you slapped immediately. So
yeah, no, the stripper, she was saying like, how do you have a better ass than me at one point, which is funny.
Just consistency.
It's like a nice compliment from a stripper.
Protein.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that you mentioned to us, like at the time when you did sleep with this stripper, was you felt like you'd built it up a lot. Was it a feeling of like, because she's a stripper, she's like up here, she's better than me? This is before you slept with her.
There's a lot of like stereotypes and things like that. And like, she does live up to a lot of them, but also like, she's way more down to earth than I thought. But yeah, I think you think like, like stripper, she's like literally on a stand getting money given to her just for like how she looks and like dancing and things like that. So you do build it up a bit. Turns out there's like nothing to worry about. But like, yeah, beforehand, I was a bit like, oh, this is a big deal. Like, like if you sleep with a stripper, I guess it would be like the same as like if like an escort slept with you for free. Like they're so prized that they would do that for money, but they're just doing it for enjoyment. There's a lot of like almost like validation, I guess.
I had the same thing the first couple of times. I think we've slept with, I don't know, like 3 women that did stripping. And we slept with a few OnlyFans girls as well. And the first few times I did any of those, same as you, I was like, oh shit, like this means something. This is like, they're probably going to be a completely different person and I'm going to have to earn their admiration or something because they're used to having guys give them attention all the time. They're probably going to be cold to me. They're probably going to be insane in the bedroom. Like the sex is just going to be crazy. All of this kind of stuff. And then it sounds like such a fucking radical notion, man. But like, they're just a human being though. So this is one of the girls that you're seeing. There's also the doctor girl.
I think she's the second one I slept with since I've been here. I've got in my profile like the sex book picture. I think like probably like 3 or 4 of them have like been asking questions about the book and things like that. So like she's like asking questions about the book. She's making like really bad innuendos and things, like sending winky faces in the messages.
Again, see, women always objectify, always thinking about sex. Just because a man is sitting there reading a book about sex, that doesn't mean that you have to see him as a piece of meat.
Yeah, like went to my local like pub again. We were talking and stuff. You can see like just the eye contact was getting like more and more intense and things like that. Like when she stood up, when I came in, she like gave me like a really big hug, like like full like frontal kind of rubbing against me kind of thing. So I was like, okay, I think this is going to be fun. When I pitched going back to mine, that's only the second I actually brought back here. So I was still a bit nervous, but she was so enthusiastic when I pitched it. So like we came back, sat on the sofa again. I think we just kept talking for a bit. And then like I had my arm around her. I was kind of just like, I kind of just like grabbed her and started kissing her. From like that moment, she was just like moaning everything. Yeah, she was wild. She's the noisiest girl as well by a long shot. She's really posh too. She'd be saying like, "Oh gosh," "Oh wow," and things like that. Like
that is such a turn on. Yeah.
For about 2 hours, like she says you're amazing, which I do like as well. That's my favorite one. But like really loud. Like I think my neighbours all heard that. And we were probably going for like close to 2 hours. She like cable loads. We were hugging afterwards and she's still like grinding on my leg and things. I don't know what her sex drive is, but it seems like limitless almost.
There's a stereotype that people like doctors and nurses and stuff are just some of the horniest people. And like I've dated quite a few of them and that's my experience too. I think just because the job is so high pressure and if you get a chance to just unleash and unwind during sex,
Yeah, because she's really like uninhibited, which is cool. Yeah, if like the conversation's like slowing down, she'll keep it going. It's really like, it's just so easy with her. Yeah, so she stays over quite a bit. She's the one I like seeing the most for sure.
And she seems to be the most into you. I don't think I've ever asked you this, man. What was your sex life like before like all this coaching and like really making it a priority?
Well, I didn't get laid till I was 28. Yeah, going back, I was 27. Like I was quite depressed. I think I had some sort of like body dysmorphia type thing going on. Like honestly, it's really trippy. Like I'd convinced myself I had like a tiny dick, like all stuff like that, just crazy head stuff.
I feel like because you're trying to reach for straws, lots of guys do this when they haven't had sex, when they're a virgin, they're like, oh, it must be because, and then you go hunting for evidence. And it's like, maybe I'm ugly. Maybe I have a small dick.
Yeah, I actually got between like, oh, I'm ugly. But then like I'd have like good interactions with girls and be like, oh, I'm good looking enough, but it's because I've got a small dick. That's why. Like, not to boast, but like neither are like remotely true. Like it's crazy. Like it was kind of like a dysmorphia. It was really weird. So like February that year I actually weighed 120 kilos. I got down to 98 kilos by September. So I was already like losing body fat and things like that. Yeah, I think it's about June. Have like almost like a panic attack, realizing like if I don't change, nothing's going to change. I found Maxlog, found the forums, found the Tinder guide. Started going through that, got like version like 1.0 of my dating profiles. Went for a few dates, like they weren't like I didn't find them attractive, but it's just nice to get out and like actually have dates. Started asking like girls out from social circle. Then met the first girl I started seeing. Saw her in I think the end of August. So it'd been like a couple months, and I wasn't like trying nearly as hard as I could be. Like now I'm putting more effort into it, just because it gets easier over time. So yeah, I start seeing her. Turns out I have like from like a porn addiction, like terrible erectile dysfunction. My dick's like just like nothing. It's like there's no response basically. I got really like stressed out over that. So things kind of like ended during that time. I think that's when I started running my first like cycle of test. So I was running 300 milligrams a week because my foot was like, I've got like no libido right now. I think from the harsh weight cut as well didn't help. So I've got like no libido, no response. Like I'm just going to like risk it. And also like it seems fun. Yeah, I really like the gym side too. So that was also in the background. So I start running that. We actually, because she's from social circle, we actually kind of like spark it back up come November. I think it took till like, I want to say February before I was able to actually like finish. Yeah, it just took ages for like the sexual health side to improve. But then like it improved massively to the point where like so she had a really high sex drive too, but then mine like overtook hers. That was like, I think that's the hardest thing I've done probably. Just having the faith to get through like having no like almost like no arousal, and then having it build over time is really, really trippy. There's a good website called like Your Brain on Porn, which describes
I
like
love that website. Yep.
yeah, it describes how it like hijacks your like dopamine receptors and things like that. So I'm pretty sure that was like that's what caused the problem. That's my best theory. Obviously, like going on gear like helps massively because your libido comes back, but it's just not like it's not dialed in on anything. It's kind of like you don't know what to get aroused by, if that makes sense. Like, you know, is it like a screen watching porn? Yeah, like you're kind of like trained to have like 10 tabs open using your hand instead of women. Like, yeah, you just get like the visual like stimulation can like overtake anything in real life. It's like, yeah, your brain's like, you know, why aren't there like 5 of them? Like with crazy, like massive asses, like, you know,
and
like,
they all have to be perfect and they all have to be different. Yeah.
So yeah, like things ended with her in June. So we had like nothing in common, like apart from like wanting to sleep together. But I got really like really attached, kind of needy. I still live in like a really small town, so I kind of felt like there were no other options either. I was really lucky to go on a really good holiday in June as well, like meet a load of cool people, realize there's like, you know, like a world out there. So that was really helpful. Then I slept with the second girl. That was cool. Like she was really like masochistic, and it was kind of like a bit like it was interesting for sure, but like I wasn't too into it. But that was
especially
fun.
as an inexperienced guy. Yeah.
I was out of my depth. Like it was yeah, it was cool though. It was very eye opening. And yeah, then it was basically I think I joined the coaching in like August. So I was kind of sat around for a bit, like I felt like I'd run out of, kind of lost momentum, and I was kind of like I was honestly I was having dreams like having dreams. I was still with like seeing the first girl and having dreams about her and stuff, and it got to the point where like I woke up one morning. It's like this is like, you know, it's kind of retarded. Like my brain's just kind of running this program over and over, even though like the emotions have died down. It was still like imprinted kind of in my brain. That's one of the things like that really like that spurred the move on as well, because I was like it's time to change. Otherwise, I'm just kind of going to be like sat around in like some like happy memories, but like memories that are over as well. That was like a big part of moving for me as well. Yeah, I had 2 lays before the coaching group. I'm on 7 now. It's not even exponential. It's just like, yeah.
More than tripled, yeah. That's incredible, dude. That's incredible. That's such a beautiful story, man. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know all of that.
Yeah, it's from like I was literally like Googling like, you know, like virgin turns dating life around, like stuff like that, into like Google to find good examples. It's quite stark. Like I'm happy I could like log it all to just show the changes possible for like anyone in that situation too, because it's not like you feel like you can never get laid, and then it's like, okay, that's happened. Then I had like oh, my dick's never going to work. Then that's happened. Then it's like you can never get laid again with another girl. Then that's happened. You know, you can never see more than one at a time. Now that's happened. Yeah, you just kind of like just knock it down like one at a time. And I do take it a bit for granted now. But yeah, like a year ago, like I had 0.
And I think at some point, like, because I went through all sorts of limiting beliefs as well, at some point you just realize, wait, if all of these things that I was so utterly convinced were true aren't actually true, as in all of these limiting beliefs that I had, you know, no woman will like me, I'll never have sex, my dick will never work, this is never going to be fun, I'm never going to actually have any woman care about me enough to stick around and see me multiple times. We have all of these limiting beliefs and they all turn out to be false. At some point, something clicked in my brain and I was like, maybe every limiting belief that I have is false. Maybe everything that I'm so utterly convinced is true, maybe it's not true. Maybe I'll just go and check. You know, maybe I'm allowed to make lots of money. Maybe I'm allowed to build up a big YouTube channel. Maybe I'm allowed to have a woman love me and we never argue. Like all of the crazy thoughts that you have in your head. Those are crazy thoughts. When you're a guy who's a virgin at 27, 28, you're so utterly convinced. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, how the hell am I ever going to have sex? And then you just fucking do. And all of these things that seem utterly insane to you before you do them, and then you do them and they weren't that hard, they just involved you doing some steps. You start to realize, man, this world is a beautiful playground where I can do whatever the fuck I want if I'm willing to take the action and just do the steps that are necessary. I don't have to deserve it. I don't have to be a special person. I don't have to be amazing. I don't really have to have my shit together. I don't have to know what the fuck I'm doing. I can be completely amateur and really bad at this and it will still work out. And then, man, it opens so many fucking doors. And you can start looking at the crazy goals that you have, the crazy pipe dreams. You know, like you moved to a new city to prioritize all of these goals. You started a business. Maybe we'll talk about that in a second. But all of this like crazy shit that's in your head that you're like, there's no way. That's silly. I could never achieve that. And it's like, but look at all the other fucking insane shit that I just achieved. Maybe I can achieve this.
Honestly, like it feels like the like going through like the crazy like erectile dysfunction thing is like, it was so eye-opening because I was like, if I don't perform, she's not gonna like be interested, like let alone have like zero performance. Well, you know, like there's other stuff you can do, but like having her like stick around through that and actually be like really supportive and chilled out, that was really eye-opening. Like it was just like an amazing like experience of like kind of just having faith and like keeping going, if that makes sense.
It is faith. It's literal faith. It's like fucking faith, man.
Yeah, it was amazing to just go through like a healing process. Obviously, like so much emotional healing as well, of like having like not thinking anyone would ever be into you, and then like she was like really into me and stuff. Just being able to like release all that like negative like stories you've told yourself. It all just kind of like released over a few months, and then at the same time, I like my libido came back, like rewiring my brain basically. Everything healed. It was crazy. I'm really happy like I went through that as well, because it is like it did feel kind of spiritual.
I've said this a million times, self-improvement is a spiritual thing. And this was never just about getting laid. It's not like, oh, I just want to stick my dick in a pussy and that's all I care about. It's like, no, it's the person you become during that process or through that process. It's for a deeper reason. It's why when someone signs up to the coaching and they say, I want to have sex with 10 women, my very first question is, why? And then they uncover all of the deep reasons. Well, because, you know, I was a virgin and I was unhappy and I just never thought any woman would love me. And I want to prove to myself that I'm worth something. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's a beautiful reason. That's a spiritual journey right there. That's some deep shit. Yeah, it's never just about the thing. Same as making money. It's not just so I can have $1 million in my bank account. It's for some deeper reasons. It's because you're trying to prove something or because you want to let go of those limiting beliefs. You want to, sometimes it's even because you want some sort of contact with the divine, whatever that might mean for you. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm here on this earth. I've been given this gift of life. I want to make the most of that. I want to do beautiful things with that. And I think sex absolutely ties into spirituality. Yeah, man, sex is a spiritual journey. Self-improvement is a spiritual journey. Yeah, there's so many different aspects of like intimacy and connection, and sex is just beautifully woven in throughout that as well. For me, and you tell me if this mirrors your experience as well, as you've looked at less and less porn and sort of like reset your brain. For me, sex became less of, I want to say like less of a big deal, but I don't know if that's a good way to phrase it. It's more that sex zoomed out a little bit and became part of the overall experience of connecting with another human being. What I mean by that was it's sort of like sex was just one in a list of like maybe 4 or 5 things that I would really like about seeing with a particular person. You know, I love our jokes. I love that she shares her goals with me. I love that we can both be intimate. I love that we have sex. I love that we cuddle. I love that we play mini golf together. It's like there was a long list and sex was now part of that, and a very important, beautiful part. But whereas before, when I was very heavily stimulated by porn, you know, especially when I was young, sex was like the only thing I cared about, and the other shit was almost like a means to get sex. It's like sex was like an addict, like a drug addict, just going, I need my fucking fix. I need that sex. And if the other shit happens, cool, but I don't really give a fuck. I just need that fucking sex. Was that sort of your experience before, and has that changed?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, the first guy I was saying, like once I got the phase where like sex became like really enjoyable, it became like I would say I became like addicted. Like luckily she was into it, you know, while her libido was still high. Like I'd probably drive down like 3 times a week. Like she'd drive up once, kind of thing. Like seeing each other all the time. Like I would say like I was treating it like going to get my like a fix almost. Like I kind of replaced like the porn addiction with like a sex addiction, which is like a million times better, I think. Yeah,
it's like the stepping stone that takes you on that spiritual path. If you're willing to use it for self-improvement. I think some people get stuck. They just replace one addiction with another because they're not focused on the self-improvement journey. They're not trying to become a better person.
Yeah, I think as well, like they're both fueled by negative emotions. Like different one, like the porn's probably, you know, like feelings of like you're not good enough, you're never going to be, and that that kind of, you know, those kind of things, and then it becomes more like maybe like a neediness. Like there's no way I can beat myself up for like not forming a healthy attachment anyway. That's the first guy I've like been with, and like I, you know, overcame something like that I thought was impossible together. So that was, you know, like like I got like way too needy, and like honestly we're texting like all the time anyway. But like if there's like a like an hour delay, like I'd be like, oh, what's going on? It was becoming unhealthy. Like I was becoming kind of more and more complacent.
Yeah, it's like you're still searching for her to complete you. And porn was an attempt
Yeah.
for you to complete yourself. I don't feel okay. I don't feel good enough. I feel stressed. I feel whatever. Porn will complete me. And then you just sort of take her or take the first woman that you're with and just stick that in the place of the porn. The real freedom comes from what you've already realized. And fuck, maybe I don't need some external thing to complete me. Maybe I got to look within.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that self-improvement, that self-love, and all the shit that we talk about in this community.
It was so good having it end. Is it Byron Katie?
Byron Katie, yeah.
I need your love. Is that true?
Best book of all time, baby.
Yeah, it's so amazing, and like going through from it, like ending like feeling like the end of the world, like having like dreams and stuff, like waking up thinking like shit, it's over, then being like, oh, I'm still okay, I'm still here,
I'm fine. Yeah, you think you're gonna die because the person you like isn't there, and then they're not there one day, and you're like, oh wait, but I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still okay.
Yeah, you kind of like and then just like finding a bunch of women who like me just as much, if not more. It's just like, oh, I really don't need anything from one person. It's kind of like just burnt that kind of whole needy kind of like feeling away.
Yeah.
I kind of do feel like I could stop now if I want and just be fine, like living like a hermit, to be honest. Like I kind of feel like
That's so beautiful. Yeah.
I think they say like the average lay count for a man's like 7 or something. I've
did
done it in a year, right? It's fine. Yeah. Like I don't feel like I need anything in that realm of life anymore. Like it's just it's just for fun. Which is really cool. It's one of the things I put on the group. Like I say, like the doctor girl, she's like amazing. Like we have a really good time, but I just don't feel like needy. It's really interesting.
It's like this is a beautiful gift, and you can be grateful for it. It's like a bonus to your life.
Yeah, it's that feeling like if it's not her, it'll be someone else. And even if it's not anyone else, I've kind of like accomplished my mission. Like I'm just on to like new stuff now that I don't feel like behind. Like it'd be cool to have like maybe like a long-term relationship. Obviously I've never had like something like that, but like it's not like something that eats away at me now. It's not a problem. It's just more like it's enjoyable, which is cool.
I mean, that's so beautiful, dude. I think most people want to get to that place where they don't need anything. There's still things you want, and now you're a lot more free to actually go after those things. And so funnily enough, you achieve them 100 times more with 100 times less stress. It's 100 times more effortless. It's 100 times more fun. So you still have goals and dreams and desires and ambitions and all of that, but there's not that angst or that pain of that story of, I need this, I need this person to love me. I need someone to care about me. I need to get laid. I need to make money. It all sort of disappears, and you're just like, man, life is a fucking gift, and I'm grateful for this shit. Do you have this feeling? Anything that you do after this point is kind of like a nice bonus?
I think going back to like the negative emotion, like fueling the addiction, I think the root was like feeling like kind of like powerless. That was a big fueling thing. And then kind of like, because it doesn't always feel like it is logical, but it's a different like improving dating is kind of like you can like make yourself look better, get better location, better pictures. It's something that happens over time, and like playing the numbers game. But it's kind of like you're still playing you're not playing God. You're not like you can't make a girl like you. You can just like improve yourself and just keep playing like the numbers. You're in control of like 50% of your dating life. I guess.
You're in control of your side of the equation.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's been like more than enough for me. That's been like So yeah, I do feel like I could go live on an island and be like 20 years from that, I'll be like, oh, remember that time I had 0 lays and then went to like 7, and now like seeing like 3 of them at once. That was pretty cool. And it was all because of actions I took as well.
You moved. We haven't even really talked about that. You've mentioned it a couple of times, but you left your job and you moved. And dude, I swear to God, half of the people that come to the coaching program move, hey, where they're just like, oh man, I've been thinking of living in a better city and I'm not very happy where I am. And we're like, all right, here's our like 20-step plan of how to move, because we've just had so many people fucking move.
Yeah.
How nerve-wracking was that? And then you did it pretty quickly. You did it pretty fucking easily. Remember, you set a deadline. That's one of the first things that we get people to do, but you just fucking did it. Remember? Because I was like, when do you want to move? I put that challenge to you. I was like, all right, motherfucker, do you want me to push you right now? And you were really nervous on that group call, you remember? And you were like, Oh God, yeah, okay. I kind of do want you to push me, and I was like, "When do you want to move by, motherfucker?" And you were like, "Oh God, the end of the month." And I was like, "All right, we're gonna hold you accountable." And you fucking did, dude. You moved like 2 days before the end of the month. You like did it with 2 days left to spare.
I think the timeline was like something where I don't shit myself was the words, and then but also something that's fast. Like because I think you
Yeah,
might have said like 2 weeks or something. I was like, that's crazy, but a
but
month is a month is
that's what you're
nice.
paying me for. I put these crazy
Yeah,
ideas out, right? Like I've had guys come to the coaching and they're like a virgin, and I'm like, "All right, 2 weeks from now you're gonna lose it," and they're like, "What? How?" And I'm like, I'll give you the steps. We just follow it." So I usually do just say 2 weeks whenever anyone has a goal. I'm like, "All right, 2 weeks." And then they have a little freak out and then they go, "What about 4 weeks?" And I'm like, "Yep, fine, do it."
I think scary wise, it was scary, but it was
Mm,
one of these things where like my job was it was comfortable, but that was
mm,
it. I was
yeah.
in a town of like 30,000 people, about an hour
Oh,
away from
yeah, man. That's
London.
fucking tiny for dating. Yeah.
Yeah, so like no kind of dating options. I saw how that
Yeah.
like led to the breakdown and all the negative emotions of like ending it with the first guy I was seeing. I was
Mm.
kind of just getting bored. Yeah, and just taking the leap too. And as well, like I think coaching is probably the perfect it's perfect for
Dude.
stuff like
Yeah.
moving to have like
Because you
bring
have
people.
everyone around you to give you like a
Yeah,
big hug and be like, "It's okay. It's okay if you move there and you're scared and you have no friends. Like, we got you. We'll tell you what to do." Yeah. It's a big fucking thing to do by yourself.
yeah, because it's literally like you're kind of going into like the unknown almost, but you
Yeah.
can like
Yeah.
bring the coaching group with you, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so good for stuff like that.
It
Uh,
worked out, man. I mean, within like, it was like 1 or 2 weeks after you moved that you had sex, right? It was like really fucking quick.
I think it's like 10 days. I think that was the first lay that kind of like because that was the one where she's just like she literally sent a message like, "Do you want to just come over and fuck me?" I was like, "Yeah, okay. Where do you live?" That was like it was so eye opening to me that
Yeah.
like it'd be that straightforward and like that no like none of that kind of like oh you have to like buy her
You have
like
to earn it.
flowers or yeah
Yeah.
yeah like
Yeah.
an exchange, which is that's the
Mm,
worst
mm.
feeling, like to feel like it's an exchange like that. I think they'll just take everything out of it for me. Yeah.
Dude, so many people, men and women, see sex as what's called a zero sum game where one person wins and one person loses.
Mm.
I mean, if you want to look at it like that, sure, fine, go ahead. But that isn't what we talk about in this community. We're looking for the people that see sex as mutually beneficial, something beautiful for both of us, something, dare I say it, spiritual at times. So,
Yeah, that's a nice one because after that, like the doctor girl, I still had some things in my head. But you kind of hear things like women won't be attracted to you if they're earning more money than you and things like this, and that's not true apparently because yeah, she's seen like shitty car I drive and stuff, and like it's fully open. Like I've moved here to like try and start a business, make money. I'm basically like living off my company stocks I bought right now. I'm completely like just winging it and seeing what happens. And like
yeah,
she's like, like an established like professional whatever and just completely cool with it. So that was really cool to
dude, yeah.
just like hit that one on the head too.
Yeah, as a limiting belief to let go of, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like with all of this stuff, I always say every rule has an exception. So, you could say like women only want guys that earn more money than them. Yeah, but there will be exceptions to that. So let me go find those exceptions. Problem solved. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we talked about women quite a lot. Talk about the business that you've started, how it's going.
I've been thinking about changing up on the business stuff. I've actually been looking at things like pressure washing, things like that, where you can just get the equipment and just go out like knock on every house in Nottingham kind of thing. They do 100 a day,
Dude.
flyers,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes. Dude, I am in a group. I'm in a Telegram group of like 15 people that all run that sort of business. One of
Yeah.
my best mates who lives like in a city next to mine, he runs a pressure washing business. Like literally, dude, like I can give you so much fucking advice on that shit. I have a bunch of friends that have built, they're called home services business. You go to homes
Yeah.
and you just do a service. Dude, you can absolutely build an incredible business doing that. There's a ton of money in there and you can expand and then you'll make the most amount of money if you start getting corporate gigs. That's where most of my friends make money. Some of them are making like 150, 200,000 US dollars a month from just working mostly corporate and building a team and all of that sort of stuff. Because corporate jobs will pay you like 5 times more than a home one. Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's still on your channel, but you've got like a really old interview with a guy who he said he just went around gutter cleaning.
Yep.
And he's out for like 12 hours, like made like $600 or something. And it's just like kind of feeling like restless inside the flat. Like whenever I get out and about, like I feel a lot more energy and more productive. And like kind of having that stoicism of like knock on 100 doors, 101 says like yes. I mean, that could be like 200 quid, like clean all their drive and patios and stuff. And that's like £200 a day. Do that just 5 days a week. That's £1,000 a week. I mean, that'd be like an amazing start. Then you can scale it. So far, I've been going through like courses. I put it on the Discord as well because I want to like use that to like log everything I'm doing towards it. I've got my family's driveway. I've got the Dr. Girl's driveway. I was going to clean them, do like a time lapse of before and afters, and use my my DSLR camera, build a website and a Facebook.
Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube and Instagram. I don't know if you've ever looked at these kind of channels. Just look up pressure washing on YouTube. Look up lawn mowing on YouTube. There are channels with literally millions of subscribers, and all they do is they just have a camera in a fixed location, like on a tripod, filming them mowing a lawn or doing a driveway. Bro, some of these videos have like 10 million fucking views. People just like love to watch that because it's very satisfying. You put a little bit of gentle music over the top. Maybe you put a voiceover where you're like, yeah, this house was a little bit dirty, so I did this, blah, blah, blah. Look how beautiful it is now. And that's like the most insane advertising for your business. It's insane. And if you want to get a couple of those videos like you're already doing, just do a couple of gigs for free. There's a few YouTube channels. There's a guy that does lawn mowing. He'll just go up to people. He'll knock on random doors and he'll say, hey, I'm a YouTuber and I mow lawns. Can I mow your lawn for free as long as you're cool with me interviewing you a little bit and putting this on the channel and using it for marketing? Dude, like this is one of the easiest fucking businesses to build. It really is because everybody needs their fucking lawn mowed or their driveway cleaned or their business cleaned. It's such an easy one to build and it doesn't require any skills from you. It just requires you to practice a little bit and slowly upgrade your equipment over time and then maybe expand out and get other people to come on board and work with you.
Yeah, I've seen one on window cleaning where the guy's like, I think it's like a 1.1 million a year company now. I think he had like 10 employees.
When it gets big enough, some of my friends have hired a manager to manage the whole company. And so then my friend gets to sit there and just have the money coming in and do nothing.
When I was in like my early 20s, I did a lot of like factory type jobs and like warehousing too, where you get up like 5 a.m.
Yeah, me too.
Like do that kind of like laboring side. But I really enjoy the physical side and just
fuck yeah.
And just getting up at like 5 and it's cold and stuff, but you kind of like just get up and like go to work type thing. I really like that. I've been missing that like kind of routine since I've been here.
In the coaching program, we have a bunch of like members only videos and content, and I'm going to do one on like how to earn your first $500 in business. And one of the things that I put in there is literally just go up to people and like you're basically cold approaching strangers and saying, "Can I do this thing? Would you like me to do this thing for you?" And then once it's done, you can pay me whatever you think it was worth. That's how my friend made like $600 in a day. He literally just went up to random houses and was like, hey, would you like me to clean your gutters? And if I do a good job, you can pay me whatever you think it's worth. And he made like $600 doing that. So you could always start with something like that. Just go door knocking and say, I'm going to do this thing for you. And if you feel like it was worth it, you can pay me whatever you want. And you'll be surprised at how much people pay. That's obviously what I'm doing with my video courses and my books right now. They pay whatever you want to pay for them. In the first 2 weeks since I released the video course, I've already made $1,500 from that video course alone. When you only have to pay $1 for it. And it's like people have just paid way more than that. So I think that's probably a beautiful way to start, man, is if you just go and do this thing and say, at the end of it, pay me whatever you want. And then I get free testimonials out of it. I get before and after pictures. If you do a time lapse, that shit blows up on YouTube as well. And you get the person giving you money if they want to. And even if they don't, dude, you got a fucking testimonial.
Yeah, that's I think like I'm gonna try and do it like the move and other timeline goals. So I've got the course in mind. I'm probably gonna try and go through the course, get all the equipment. I've got some some backers, like my family members have said I can borrow some money to kind of like do it risk free. Yeah, do some driveways for free, get the photos, get a website, Facebook and stuff. I'll get familiar with the equipment and like there's nothing to stop me like knocking on like 200 doors a day, putting flyers and stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited.
This is where the shit gets fun, is when you see it as a game, which is what I've always sort of seen my coaching and my business as. You can play around with all these different ways of bringing in new people. And so you could do something like, you know, to each one of your clients, like each one of the people, the customers, I guess, you could say, and if you have any friends or family who have a dirty driveway, if you refer me to them, I will give you half of what I will charge them. And so you can get affiliate links. You can get them essentially to refer you to other people. This can be like a really fucking fun thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm writing referrals down.
I know, I can see you writing.
That's good. Yeah, that's kind of like the threesome logic of getting like a girl to get another girl to join in the threesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. That's what I do with Imogen. Yeah, Imogen is my like referral. She goes and finds other women for us to date. Yeah. You're kind of doing that. And I would be very honest. I would tell them the story. You know, I say this to everyone who's starting a business. Get them invested or allow them to be invested if they want to be in the story of what you're building. So I wouldn't show up and just be like, hi, I'm Alastair and I'm super professional and I've been running this business for 10 years and I know what I'm doing. No, I tell the fucking truth. I'd be like, I'm starting this business. You're one of my earliest customers. Like, you're really fucking helping me out. You're helping me build this beautiful thing. You're getting to be a part of this journey. And then they get excited. They're like, oh, wow, that's exciting. I would love to quit my own job and, you know, run my own business. So I'm excited for you doing it. And you're allowing me to be part of that. You're bringing me into that by telling me that you're doing that, by telling me the truth, by not pretending to be perfect. So I would own the fact that like you're at the start of your journey, because people want to fucking help, you know. And then if you then say to them, and you would really help me out if you gave me a Google review, like it would really mean a lot to me because I don't have any right now. I'm just starting. They're like, fuck yeah, I'll take the time. Like I want to help you. It's a beautiful story I get to be part of. And then somebody comes over and says, wow, your driveway is so clean. And they go, oh yeah, there's this guy that's just like started a business and he's like, he was super nice to me and he gave me some money and blah, blah, blah. And he did it cheap and blah, blah, blah. And he would probably do yours for really cheap too if you want. Do you want me to like hook you up? And he's also going to give me 80% of whatever he charges you. And so I fucking win. And hell, maybe I'll split that with you right now so we can both, you know what I mean? It's like this beautiful story that they get to be a part of.
That's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, this is, I'm like, in case you can't tell, I'm really fucking passionate about like home services businesses just because it's such an easy, beautiful thing to build at the start, because it's like literally just door knock or just ask random strangers. And I have so many friends that have done it that I see how well it goes. Like I said, some of my friends are earning $100,000, $200,000 a month. Again, they're working mostly with like corporate clients. But even that, by the way, if you want to know how do you get a corporate client, as in how do you get to a point where you're cleaning an entire office building or something, you just fucking door knock. Literally. You just literally go into there and say, can I please speak to the boss? And then you have your business card and you have your little thing and you say, whatever your current, you know, cleaning company is charging, we'll charge 5% less than that and we'll do a better job. Here's our before and afters. You literally just do that. And then some of them say, fuck it. Yeah. Fuck it.
I've actually got just a park, like just opposite, and it's got, I was looking at all the moss on the path. I could go to the council and say like,
go to the government,
there's like a monument, like I think it might be like a war monument. It's got all moss all over it. I could, you know, just clean that for free.
I was going to say, do it for free. There's so many ways to build this shit in the early days. And people put this big barrier to entry with starting a business. And I think that was one of the things we got across to you in the coaching program, because we kind of glossed over it a second ago. But to be clear to anyone listening, in your time in the coaching, you started another business. We helped you start another business, which was like teaching people how to play guitar. One of the things I really got across to you was there doesn't have to be this big barrier to entry, man. Because I think you were putting all this pressure on yourself of like, I got to start a business and I have to have a professional website and I have to do all of this. And I was like, no, dude, just like get started. Like do a couple of clients or a couple of like customers. I keep saying clients. Work with a couple of customers for free, a couple of students for free, and get some testimonials and all of that. People put such a barrier to entry, man, when it comes to business. It's like, no, you can start right now.
Just getting that website done took about 3 hours once I actually sat down to do it. But I waited
you procrastinated
weeks.
it for so long because you were like, I have to have this professional, beautiful business website. And I was like, bro, shut up, make a website. Remember, that was literally what I said to you. I was like, right, you got to fucking make a website right now. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. I don't give a shit how bad it is. Shut up and make a website. And you're right. 3 hours later, you were like, okay, I made the website. And it's like, see, you don't have to be perfect.
It got to the point where I think I put like, if I do nothing else today, I'll get this website done. It was that bad, but and it was quite a good like first draft as well. Like it took probably like slightly less than 3 hours. Like once I actually had to do it, and now I know how to like make a website that easily using Squarespace. Like I can do it again. It definitely feels like something that I've done once. I now know it's like an afternoon's work kind of thing. it's less like of that like overwhelm where you don't do anything because you feel overwhelmed by it. But now I can kind of like conceptualize it, which is really helpful.
Yeah, you know that I did a video a while ago on my YouTube channel called Stop Looking at the Mountain. And it's what people do, especially with business, man, where it's like you look at the mountain and the mountain is just a metaphor for the big goal that you want to achieve. And you go, I can't achieve that goal. You know, I can't climb that metaphorical mountain. It's too big. It's too scary. And it's like, stop looking at the fucking mountain. Stop getting overwhelmed. Stop saying, I have to start this business and it has to be professional. It's like, no, that's scary. Like, why the hell would you ever do that? So just take the first step and go, I'll set up this website. I'll knock on one door today. I'll ask my family and friends if I can clean their fucking driveway. Like, that's a beautiful starting point. I'll do it for free. Will they say yes? Probably. What the hell family member would say, no, I don't want you to clean my driveway for free? Of course they're going to say yes, especially because they love you and they want you to start this business. So you can do something right now. Literally everyone listening right now, if they have a business idea or something that they want to start, but they've been procrastinating it because they're scared, it's like, just do one baby step right now, today, right this second. Do something. There is always something that you can do right now, but you've likely just been putting it off for days, weeks, months, years because you tell yourself, oh, I don't know if I could handle running a business. Yeah, right now you can't. You are not capable of handling a business right now. But the good news is by the time you need to be capable of handling that business, you would have been working on the business for like 6 months or a year. Like, you will evolve and become the person who's able to do the big, scary things that are terrifying to you right now. Right now, you don't have to do them. You just have to clean your family's fucking driveway. Can you do that? Of course you fucking can. And at the end of it, can you say, can you please tell me that I did a good job? Yes, you can do that. And they'll go, you did a good job. And you go, wow, I technically had my first customer. And yeah, they didn't pay me anything, but who the fuck says they need to pay me something? That's for later on, once I've earned the right to be able to charge money and get that money. So I love that you've just dived straight in there and really got this shit started. I also love that you've sort of changed. I think that's a beautiful lesson for people. You started with guitar and now you're doing something else. You don't have to stick at the first thing you try. I didn't. I haven't. The first thing I ever did was photo shoots and editing people's Tinder photos. I don't fucking do that anymore. I'll do that for someone in the coaching program for free as part of, you know, what you're paying me. But like, I don't earn money from shooting Tinder photos or editing photos. But that was the first business technically that I started even before coaching. So you can kind of change.
Yeah, I think it's just like offering a service seems to be the main, like, as long as that's there and it's like you do your best to do the best you can, like with like whatever service it is, it seems like that's the only real thing that matters anyway. Yep. Like everything else is just different versions of that.
What it all comes down to is like, at the end of it, does the person feel like they got value out of it? Do they feel like their life is even 0.0001% better? If so, they will give you money for that. That's all money is. Money is just a form of value. It's an acknowledgement that I feel like my life is slightly better. Even the basic shit, like if you eat a hamburger, your life is slightly better because you enjoyed the experience and now you're not hungry. So everything that we give money, like every time we give money to someone, it's an acknowledgement of, I think this will make my life slightly better. And so with that in mind, you can go into every customer interaction you have as like, okay, I want to make your life a little bit better. And then you can be very explicit about that. You can literally say, I want to give you a beautiful driveway. Like you literally say this out loud to them. I want to give you a beautiful driveway so that when your friends and family come over, they'll go like, wow, look how beautiful your house is. Like, I want to give that to you. I think that'd be nice. And then the person goes, wow, that is beautiful. You're giving them an experience, and tell them that you're giving them an experience. Because if you just say, I want to clean your driveway, they're like, I don't give a fuck if the driveway's clean. But if you say, would you like it if, you know, your family or friends came over and they were astonished at how beautiful your house is, they'd be like, fuck yeah, I want that. And you're like, okay, I'll try and help give you that. Like, how can I give that to you? How can I give you that experience? So it's giving value. It's adding to someone's life. That's all we're ever doing when we exchange money.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think as well with like the baby steps, it doesn't even like matter if it's like a successful like step for that day as well. You know, in Bambi, when he's just learning to stand up kind of thing, it feels like that kind of like really like shaky, like it feels like you're not getting anything done. But it's like, even if it's just like putting aside the time each day and getting like the habit of doing that, it all seems to help.
It doesn't look glamorous at the start. It doesn't have to be. I've done so many videos on this, dude. I did a podcast called I Have No Idea What the Fuck I'm Doing. I'm Just Winging It. I did a YouTube video called Let the Record Show That I Was Never Confident. just talking about these concepts. I wrote an article years ago, I am always full of doubt. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just doing my best and trying to be a little bit better every day. That is like how you build a business. It's how you build a sex life. It's how you lose weight. It's how you do everything. You suck at the start, and not in a bad way. There's beauty in sucking. There's humility in sucking. And then you suck a little bit less every single day. And eventually you get to a point where you're like, wow, I'm half decent at this thing. And it's like, yeah, congratulations, you've made it. With that in mind, your goal is not to be perfect. Your goal is to be good enough, or progress, not perfection. We're just aiming to be 1% better every week or every month or whatever. And we're slowly on that trajectory upwards. And that's all self-improvement and goals in life is.
Yeah, I've almost been like, especially with the dating, like I've been like at one point I was kind of like mentally gearing up for like, you know, like years of like slogging through it kind of thing, like having to like, you know, run like 2 boosts a day, things like that.
Yeah, what a story. Hey, that stops people from actually working on their sex life. Yeah, they're like, oh,
yeah,
I'm going to have to pay for all these photography photo shoots, and I'm going to have to upgrade my style. I'm going to have to lose weight. I'm going to have to use 20,000 boosts per second on Tinder. Oh my God, I'm going to have to go on all of these dates, and I'm going to get rejected so much. And it's like, it really is not that difficult.
Yeah, and even when it's like doesn't go well, like so my first week here, I had I think I had like three flakes and like 1 catfish in my first week here. If anything, all it really did is make me more direct with my messaging. Just screen more in the messaging beforehand. Yeah, that first week, and then like the first week passed, and then it's like Tuesday, I get like my first lay here, and all that stuff. You kind of like you get to, like take the lessons from it, but then you forget about all the like the negative side. Like it didn't really feel negative anyway, but like all that kind of stuff, like you just don't care about that once you've kind of got to like the initial goal. I think the first goal was something like get laid in the first month of being here. Yeah, it's happened like 5 times in like 6 weeks. So that's it's all kind of been easier than I thought it would be at this stage. So yeah, I'm excited to see like how much money I can make too. And if it's not easy, that's cool as well, because then I get to like build more, become like more stoic and things like that, which I really like appreciate. Like that's kind of almost like its own reward, being able to like be more stoic. It's definitely like
building resilience.
It's just good for its own sake. It just kind of feels nice. But yeah, so I'm excited to see like how hard or like easy this is going to be.
And it all feels so worth it when you make it. Like when you reach your goal, you look back and the past is so beautiful. Like all of the struggles that you might have gone through, all of the doubts and the insecurities and the difficulties, it all becomes so beautiful. Yeah, I can phrase it like this. Hindsight becomes so beautiful once you reach your goal. Like you do look back and it's just like rose tinted glasses. You're like, man, what a beautiful journey. It was all worth it to make it to this point. And so anyone else who might be out there who's struggling right now and feeling like, fuck, I'm not going to make it, or I don't think I can do all of that, or what if I'm not good enough, or what if I get rejected, or any of that sort of, you know, those painful worries and stresses, I promise, we promise, it's so fucking worth it when you get there. You sit there and you're just atop that mountain and you're smiling and you're like, oh man, I'm so glad I did this. This is beautiful. This was worth it. This was what I wanted to feel, and I feel it now.
Yeah, I literally look back on like the days when like my dick just didn't work as like in a positive way now. It's really interesting. It's really cool. Like it feels like that was like a gift almost.
It was meant to, meant to happen.
Yeah. Like I got to, it was like the perfect thing for me at that time to like realize there's some things you just can't like brute force or.
Are you glad you made the decision to sign up for coaching?
Yeah, like having like just the ability to go from like feeling like needy and attached to like I honestly just feel like that issue's been resolved, and like feeling like I could literally just go like sit on an island to do nothing now and still be happy. Like you can't like put a price on that, or it's just kind of like that's worth it alone. Yeah, let alone like all the lays and stuff that's like come along now, and like being in such a like a better location and realizing I can get these things done like way faster than I thought before. Like it was awesome. Definitely really good being on the coaching. When I make like a shit ton of money pressure washing, maybe I'll get some more. It'd be cool.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Yeah. What would you say to someone who's thinking about coaching, but they're maybe hesitating or they're on the fence?
Just do it like straight away, because you can just start these. You can just get these things like started. Like say with like the dating stuff, if you have like a really shit like one photo profile and like at least you're like swiping, it feels like you've started, and like it feels like so much nicer having like started. Like even if it's like not the right time, or like you're kind of like mashing your way through it, it feels like just like the sooner you start, like the sooner you start like learning and like progressing and picking things up. So like I'd fully recommend it. Just go for it.
Amazing.
Straight away as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Any final shout outs?
So last Christmas, it was my goal to have like 3 plates. I don't like the word plates anymore, but I've achieved that kind of like by accident. So I put like a shout out to everyone in the forums, all the coaches, like my mate who's a nutritionist helped me drop all the weight. Yeah, Joe for the amazing photos too. Mac always like checks in like all the posts and everything. It's awesome. Yeah, just like the whole community since I found it's been pretty awesome.
I love that, man. I am so unbelievably grateful to you for coming on. I'm so grateful to you for kicking so much ass and being such an inspiration. So thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This has been really fun, actually. That's good. It's really cool.
Again, I am super grateful to Alastair for coming on and sharing all of this and being so open. Really, really, really appreciate him. So if you would like to do what he has done, you'd like to change your life and build an amazing sex life, an amazing business, whatever it might be that you want to work on, there is a link in the description below to the coaching program. Click that. I will jump on a free call with you. We'll make sure that you're a good fit for the program. We'll talk through any concerns you might have, anything you're scared of. We can work through money. If you would like a payment plan, we have those available. As I said, link in the description below. We would love to see you there.